Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. It's Saturday at noon o'clock, August 5th. According to my little screen, I got 26 minutes of space left on the SD card, so we're going to make this a quick little intro, and I'll dump some of the info, and then get back to work. Here's kind of what I'm up to. If you notice, there's a lot less orange on the side of this, up in the front of the cockpit. I've spent about 3 hours this morning just sanding. That's all I've been doing, and I've got a lot more to go. So anyway, let me give you a little walk around and then see the adjustments I'm making to the elevator. Because there's a couple little issues I need to address. It's not that big of a deal. It's just more weighting. That's all that is. So anyway, let me get you off the stand, and we'll do a quick little walk around. All right, I did get everything nicely sanded down. As much as I hate these little things, there's a time when they've worked very nicely. It's a very slight concave on the cheeks, and you can still see some of the rough marks because I came in with 40 grit sandpaper, and I make these fun little blocks. There's a 40 grit, and there's a 80 grit, and then I think this was a 120 grit sanding block. But anyway, so I got started on that. I finished off the top of these. I got to figure out what I want to do with this. It's about a 32nd of an inch dropped inside here, and because the covering is going to end here, I think it's going to be fine. I'm trying to, in my own little mind, I'm trying to figure out if I want to try to put a little a fillet in here just to cover that. I'll probably do it anyway because that's where the plastic, the canopy, yeah, sure. That's what's going to come up and terminate here. So you're not going to really notice this little drop because the canopy is going to come up over the front and then down through here. So it's probably going to be attached to this little piece of plywood, kind of such that they did over here, but they danced around on this piece. But I'll probably attach it into here and then run it across, and that'll be painted orange on the outside of the plastic anyway. So you're never going to see that. I just got to figure out. I think it's going to be fine. I came back, worked back here. It's still rough. This spackling compound that I got from the hardware store works fairly well. It's almost like it's got a vinyl inside of it. It's got a vinyl acrylic emulsion. All right. When you try to sand it, it doesn't like the sand. It doesn't like the sand at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to terminate what I'm doing with that stuff. That stuff can work good in certain circumstances, like caulking a boat. But it's too hard to sand, and then when you start to sand down, it just starts lifting it off the wood. So I'm gonna leave all that like that. This I sanded this down, and it's okay. I still have some cleanup to do. There's a little bit of orange left, and this stuff is just so hard to get off. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably just run and get some more of this product. I think I've got a little bit left in the tube. I had to thin it out. This is the DAP Dry Dex. It's the stuff that goes on pink, dries white. It's good, and it sands nicer. So it's better than that stuff from Ace. So anyway, here's kind of what I had to jump into. This part here on the whatever you want to call it, the little toe, the leading edge, if you want to call it that, of the elevator. This side needs to be sanded a little bit, and I'm just working with the radius. This one needs to be sanded a little bit, not much, just a little bit, so I can still work with this one. This one was too short, so I came in and cut it off, and then I went over to the bandsaw and ripped really thin. I ripped some spruce, and this is just regular wood glue. you know, glue. And that's going to take, you know, probably the better part of a day or night for it to set up all the way. I mean, they say you can work with it after a given amount of time, but since this is sprung, I kind of want to leave it blocked. So that's probably what I'll do with this. I'm not going to worry about this today. I'll just flip. Well, you'll see the part of the video that once I clear up some more space, I'm going to flip this upside down, and I'm going to finish up underneath the wing mounts up against the side of the fuselage and get that all sanded down. So that'll probably be a good, you know, hour-long speedy up video for you guys. Well, it won't be an hour-long video for you. It'll be about a 3-minute video for you. But anyway, I'll get that completed, and then from there, there's really not a whole heck of a lot that I can do on this. I may go inside the shop. I can't really do that because I've got that in the way. I need to start working on the wings, and unfortunately, because I've got the elevator blocking room on the bench, I don't know what I can do. All right, I'll figure something out. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I'll put together a nice video for you. I promise. All right, here we go. Let the music begin. All right, come upon a possible issue again. I'm going to show you. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, which is pretty much just looking at pictures. I don't understand this, and it's just because it's the first time I've looked at it from this angle, really. Sorry about that. This is kind of sort of we're talking about. I'm trying to figure out how to make this piece, and that's what you're looking at me. Just trying to figure out because there's a curve to it, so I'm just making a little template just to work with before I cut some out of this. The problem I'm coming across is this, because you see how this matches the curve of the fuselage. So from here it goes back. The top the curve starts here. This stands proud of this. That's understood. This piece dives in. It dives in really sharp. And when you look at the window frame comes in. I think the window frame should be out with this so that the base of the window frame follows the curve like the top does. So I'm going to do a little bit of quick research, because if that's what it is, it's just going to be a matter of cutting the glue joint on it, popping it out, because the top of it is not the issue. Right now it's pulling it in, and then it wants to bow back out again, because this is not following. As you can see, this kind of dives in from this curve. It gets buried underneath it. So once again, another strange little issue. All right, let me go upstairs. I've got some there's some video logs of well, not really video, it's more of a picture log of a couple people that are restoring the 1946, the real airplanes. Well, this is a real airplane, but it's not the one that I can ride in. I'm going to go upstairs and see how the framework works with this, and then I'll just match it, because I'm not I don't know, I don't like it a bit. It's just going to be fun, because these little triangle shapes right here are going to be fun kind of trying to deal with. I'm going to have to figure this one out. So alright, let me go upstairs. I'll see what I got to do. I'll be back down in a bit. Alright guys, I'm back. Yes, the windows do they do follow the side of the fuselage. Here's a couple pictures. As you can see by the pictures, it does follow the outside. So so what I need to do is I need to make a couple little adjustments of how, or what I'm going to have to do to get this straightened out. So I'm going to come in with my little multi-tool, bring it up to center, just cut this whole joint, cut this loose, this little stringer thing loose, cut it loose. I might have to come up with a little Zona saw to cut this away from here. This is going to have to allow to come out, and then I'm going to have to I'm going to try to leave this wedge in here, and then I'll just make another wedge, because all that is that's just a balsa wedge, so it'll be easy to work with. Then I can just put another wedge in alongside of it once this comes out to where it needs to be, and then we should be good to go. But yeah, it's something that I wasn't 100% on until it came time to put this little piece of balsa in, and you just look at it and it's just wrong. So let me go ahead, get everything set back up in the stand. And let me get to some cutting. So here we go again, more demolition. looking pretty good. I got a couple little tweaks. You saw me kind of messing around maybe with that. I was just doing some thinking. Dangerous from time to time. Anyway, what I need to do is get back inside the house, because it's 3 o'clock and the clouds are out and the mosquitoes are getting brutal. So I'm itching all over. I'm gonna pack this baby up and go inside for a bit. All right, kind of where I was sitting on the other side was, you see how much I had to, with this piece of balsa, how much it is at this end. I only had to thin it out by maybe a 1/16 of an inch. This side, I had to thin it out by more than half. It's down about 1/8 at the point. And that was so that it would match the fuselage itself. Now, the strange part of this is, I need this to come out about that much, but when you come out that much, then it really doesn't match the bottom of this, but it kind of matches the top. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to stand this off. I cut a little piece to slide in. It's about a 1/16 of an inch, and once you put it in there, it's almost there. It just needs to be a little thicker than this. So I'll just go ahead and cut a strip a little bit thicker than this, and then down here, this piece is going to need to stand off a little bit too. So I think I can get away with some 1/16 down here to have this stand off. No, this might not end up standing off at all. This is a weird little piece of wood down here. So it almost feels like it's broken. You can see where there's a little slice through, and it could have been caused by me. Not 100% sure. So I'll glue that just to see if I can stiffen that up. But you know, hey, it's better than it was. It's at least going to properly line everything up. Then I still have to come in and build this little firmer from behind it. So I'll put a fill behind it, and then I've got to pretty much box this out. I've got to seal this off. I've got to do the same thing to this that I did over here. So this, I just need the one strip, and this side's done, because see, right now there's nothing holding this, just holding this. So I've got to put a piece of filler in back here, and then you know, just have it end right here, curve it, and just let this float out to here, with the hopes that it's going to work. Ow! Because it's just going to be on this, and then right now it's going to be attached down here. So once I put the filler in down here, it's going to come on the side and then pop up on the bottom of this, all the way to here. Then from here, it's going to flip out. So it's going to be a strange little joint, and I'm hoping it works well, because I've never done one like that before. So anyway, let's just call it a good day's work. Probably not going to be in the video, because the video's never going to end. It's going to keep coming back like a bad dream. So anyway, I'll see you next time I'm in the shop, and then it's, like I said, keep your fingers crossed. That's all I got going for me. See you later. Bye.